an adult, as an elder, how much have I gained from here? This is a question we must ask. And if not, then really, there's no need for the masjid. We can put a lock. We just come here on Fridays. This is all we really need to do. I apologize if I'm going off to an emotional, scent, but the thing is, we're here every single day. We see the masjid, we see the attendance, we see the results. A person who's been teaching for 15 to 17 years, seeing the benefit of madrasa, of the after-school classes, and then not to see not to see attendance here, not to see the children benefiting. This is really, it hurts. It hurts the heart. Why is there a need for the after-school classes? And by the way, I understand I'm speaking to mostly adults. This maktab in the after-school classes is also for the adults. It is aimed at the young adults especially. Because look, where we spend our time, we're affected. Our thoughts, our values, they are all affected by the place we spend our time. If we look at our youth, school, home, friends, how much time is spent in that itself? 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, in school, with friends. How much time is spent with Islamic education? Maybe 1 hour in the week, sometimes 2 hours, 3 hours. From 30 to 40 hours, compare that with only 3-4 hours. What is the result going to be? What are we looking at? What is the result that we're looking for? My respected brothers and sisters, the environment at the schools and at the colleges, it is not the best environment for our children. I tell you, I'm attending college right now, and I see every single day what is happening and how it is affecting our kids. And then social media, and then other friends, and how much time is taken on all those things. I'll go wherever I want, with whomever I want. And these kind of sayings, these kind of, these things, they come out from an environment. They don't just happen like that. So where we spend most of our time, where we spend most of our hours and our days, that's where we will be affected by our environment, our friends, those whom we keep company with. My respected brothers and sisters, the prophets of Allah, the greatest of all human beings, they had to leave certain places because of their environment. They had to leave the places of their hometowns because it was affecting their faith. It was affecting their understanding. The prophets of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran in different places. Ibrahim alayhi salam is saying, وَأَعْتَزِلُكُمْ وَمَا تَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ وَأَدْعُو رَبِّي عَسَىٰ أَلَّا أَكُونَ بِدُعَاءِ رَبِّي شَقِيًّا فَلَمَّا اعْتَزَلَهُمْ. Yani when he had left his people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed him. When he had left an environment of people who were unwilling to understand, when he had left the people of an environment that were mocking Islam, that were making a joke out of the deen, he had to leave them, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him and the people around him. So how is it that our children and our youth, and we are not affected? How could that be possible? It is not a coincidence that all of the issues we see today, especially amongst our youth, that are happening. We have, there's no point of even listing. We know a lot of the problems that are happening, it is due to the weakness of Iman, it is due to the environment that we are in. People losing their faith, people becoming confused, people who are losing their haya and their modesty. Obviously, if they're not spending time in the masjid, and their days are not spent here, then they're spent with friends, with movies, with TV, with shows, what are they teaching? Greed, corruption, dishonesty, atheism, secularism, mockery of religion, disrespect, defiance of authority, disobedience of parents, teachers, and elders. Where are they going to learn all of these things? This is what the Quran classes, this is what the Islamic education that the masjid is providing has to offer. We want to build an Islamic identity for these youth. We want to build their faith. We want them to be strong enough to go out there and make changes, and to be good examples, not to be followers, but to be leaders. And this is what an environment will do. This is what the masjid environment and these classes they will do. We are teaching qualities. The good character, good akhlaq, is comprised of more than 300 qualities. More than 300 beautiful qualities. Where are they going to learn these qualities from? Not in their anthropology classes, not in their, American social problem classes. They tell you, you tell me what is, according to your opinion, what is, your belief on the ethics of this so-called, culture. And basically you just have to give your opinions. And then people start to believe their own opinions, and then there's no guide, there's no place, no example they can look up to. And basically everybody goes according to their understanding. My respected brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the most beautiful deen. Allah gave us the most beautiful way of life. The most complete religion, where every single manner and character, every single quality has been listed and been given. How we can inculcate that and how we can adopt to that and how we need that. And as adults, we are responsible for our children and where they spend most of their time. We are responsible until the point they become baligh. Once they are 14, 15, 16 years old, it is them. How we have molded them and trained them, that's how they will continue. And if we mold them and train them in this environment of the masjid, then they will be safe, they will be protected. They will be protected, they will be strengthened. They will not become weak to the things outside. It's a tug of war. It's the shaitan and the nafs, and then on one side it's the sharia. On one side it's our ruh, it's our soul that wants peace. On one side it's the nafs and the desires that are trying to pull us. It is this tug of war. How do we win this war? It is with faith, with the strength of faith that we learn in the masjid. So I'd like to repeat again that the masjid system, the maktab and the after school classes are not for Quran and qaida only. The most important thing is the environment that they're coming for. The time that they are spending here, that is the most important thing that we want from them. And we need to do this for them. And like I said, the age 12, 13, if I was to put a system, or if I was to make a course, if we can have the brothers please come up, please make space for those coming in. If I was to have a course, I would start it from the age of 12, 13, and have them go on till 18. 5 or 6 years of the masjid environment, of the basic daily, fiqh, aqidah, history, tarbiyah, and all of the discussions that we need to do when it comes to an understanding. If those few years are given in this environment, this is a great thing. This is a great ni'mah. This will help them throughout their college, throughout their university years. We all want to have a career. We want to be educated. We want to earn money. But we also want human beings. And that's another thing. Our Shaykh used to say, this madrasa, this maktab system, it is a factory to make human beings. What did he mean by that? Human beings. He said there are a lot of people out there that are very educated, that are very wealthy, but there's very few human beings today. And when you have a human being, you have someone who has qualities, who has values. And we can learn that from the Quran and the Sunnah. That will teach us to be a human being. Otherwise, you can have a great education, you can be a millionaire. You can get a million examples as well. Jeff Bezos. Guy makes millions of dollars a day, the owner of Amazon. But his workers are actually going on food stamps to survive. So you have people like this who could be millionaires and so-called successful according to the worldly point of view, but then you have no heart. You don't have humanity. You don't have any values, because all you have is the understanding that if I have wealth, I have everything. But Islam tells us if I have an understanding, if I have the faith, if I have iman, I have everything. If I leave this world with iman and Allah is happy with me, I am successful, even if I own nothing. But if I leave this world with all the property and the wealth of this world and Allah is not pleased with me, I have lost out. I have become the biggest loser. And this is what we want, the understanding to give to our kids who are going through an environment, who are going through a lot of difficulty. We want to place them in this environment, and this is the importance of the maktab system. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده قال الله تبارك وتعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وبارك على محمد وأزواجه وذريته وأصحابه أبو بكر عمر عثمان وعلي رضي الله عنهم أجمعين. My dear respected brothers and sisters, I wanted to complete my khutbah with two beautiful ahadith that are glad tidings, that are virtues, that are rewards, that are the reason that we need to send our youth to the masjid for our daily classes. One of them being the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, hadith Qudsi, that there is never a people or a nation that sits in the house, one of the houses from the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reciting His book, understanding, teaching, except that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends His malaika and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala envelops them and enshrouds them with His mercy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down the sakina, tranquility, and He enshrouds them with His mercy. And when you have Allah's mercy, you have hope. You have hope with Allah's mercy. You have a bright future with Allah's mercy. What is the opposite? It is atheism. It is kufr. It is disbelief. It leads to hopelessness. There is no belief. There's no expectancy of anything coming, of any reward. And when you don't have any you don't expect an akhirah, you don't expect a reward for the difficulty you go through in life, then there's nothing. And so Allah's mercy is joined and is connected with the hope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the hope in His rewards, and that will come to the people who are listening and reciting the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which we do on a daily basis. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will enshroud our youth and our generations with His mercy when we bring them to the house of Allah on a daily basis. If we take them away from this environment of the masjid, we are taking them away from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who doesn't want their kids and the youth to be enshrouded in mercy of Allah? Who would not like that? Another hadith that I'll complete with. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, نَضَّرَ اللَّهُ إِمْرَأً سَمِعَ مَقَالَتِي فَأَوْعَاهَا ثُمَّ أَدَّاهَا كَمَا سَمِعَهَا أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is making dua. He's saying, may Allah keep him or her graceful, healthy, fresh, beautiful, radiant. Who? The one who listens to my words, understands them, and then preaches them, or he gives that message out. May Allah, this is the word nadra. If you look it up in the dictionary, nadra, freshness, glamour, splendor, beauty, health, opulence, wealth. Allah's Prophet is making dua for those who listen to his hadith. That which is being said every single day in our after-school Islamic education classes, in our Quran classes. The children, they're listening to the hadith every day. They're getting a lesson from it. Their character is being affected by it. And then obviously that effect is going to the family. The children, the youth, they go to their family, they go to their brothers and sisters, their friends, and they are relating these messages. Even if they aren't, the effect is there. And the dua of the Prophet ﷺ is there for the health and the beauty and the radiance of these children, of these youth. Who wouldn't want that for their children? Who would not want that? So my respected brothers and sisters, as I complete, I want to say, let us trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Send our youth. The masjid, the classes, the attendance is it's very sad to see this. Send our youth, those going to colleges, those going to high school, middle school. This is the main age to give them that understanding, to mold them, reward them, encourage them to come. If you have to bribe them for Allah's sake, Wallahi, they need to be here in this environment of the masjid. They need to grow up in this beautiful environment of angels where their iman can be strengthened and their understanding of Islam can be strengthened. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen their iman, their faith. May Allah strengthen our faith and our iman and our understanding of deen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us success in this life and the akhirah. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma ighfir lana wa lil mu'minina wal mu'minat wal muslimina wal muslimat al ahya'i minhum wal amwat innaka sami'un qareebun mujibud da'awat. Allahumma alif bayna qulubina wa aslih dhata baynina wahdina subul as-salam وجنبنا الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن آمين يا رب العالمين. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أقيموا الصلاة. Just to remind everybody, there is a janazah salah right after the Jummah. Please try to attend.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. يا أيها الذين كفروا لا تعتذروا اليوم إنما تجزون ما كنتم تعملون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Just before we do the janazah salah, I just had 2-3 more announcements. As you know, we're going to have weekly classes of tafsir as well by Sheikh Jamil. We're going to have fiqh classes that we're having on Wednesday. I believe you said every Monday we have Arabic classes as well. Right after the Maghrib Salah, we're going to announce the times. Please have the email. If you're not on the email list of the masjid, please have that. That's where all the classes and the timings are there. So there are classes being offered for the adults. Please to join that. The other thing I wanted to say, there is an important workshop going on in Garden Grove tonight and tomorrow. It's about marriage. It's called Marriage Matters. And for those brothers and sisters who are looking to get married, and even those who are married already, this is a very important conference. It's going to start tonight at 7 to 10 and tomorrow, pretty much the whole day. Please get that information as well. Jazakumullah khair.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Just two quick reminders. First of all, the Iqamah time is changing starting this Sunday. I know it was announced before the Salah, before the Khutbah, but please remember that Fajr will be at 6 a.m. and Isha will be at 8:30 p.m. starting this Sunday. So please note the times, because last time some people were confused, still were coming at 9:15. Before that, people showed up 9:30 saying that, oh, did not hear the announcement. We do have an open mosque day. I hope everybody is aware of what an open mosque day is. It is an interfaith dawah effort to invite non-Muslims to this masjid to show them what we are all about. We will have that event. We will have classes. We will have showcase Islamic relics, copies of the Quran. We will pass out free copies of the Quran if people ask for it. And so it is always a wonderful event. A lot of people from the non-Muslim community and the neighbors show up. So please invite your neighbors, your school principals, or whoever non-Muslims you want to invite. This is a non-ticketed free event. We will also have some refreshments. Yeah, you can. Let me finish quickly. One important or little administrative announcements, please. We have a lot of people who quote-unquote borrow stuff from the masjid. Brothers and sisters, please remember, this masjid property is our community property. People assume that they can take the tables and chairs home for their personal parties, things like that. We are not in a renting service. We cannot keep inventory. And please do not take any furniture or any other items from the masjid for your private events at your homes or wherever you might have it. And don't tell Brother Azmi or Brother Mansoor that somebody had told you that that you could borrow it. We do not allow the masjid property to go out of the masjid. Please remember that. The other thing is we still continue to have a problem with the parking and people with the shoes. If you go outside, you can see that they are scattered everywhere. Even though we may have a lot of space in the shoe racks, people still continue to just leave their shoes in front of the door and walk in. Please avoid that. We need to be more disciplined than that. Jazakallah. Some more.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Apologize for all the long announcements. Just 2-3 very important announcements. Number one is that many people in our community, they want to give da'wah to non-Muslims. They want to, bring their friends. A lot of times when we don't know how to do it, though, it becomes a bigger problem than actual benefit. So for that reason, this coming Monday at 7 p.m. here in the masjid, we have da'wah volunteer training. We have Sheikh Brother Jamal Zaheen, who is very experienced in this, and he has learned how to give the da'wah to the non-Muslims. Please try to attend this program. Second thing has been announced, Friday night, family night next Friday, Mercy of the Prophet ﷺ by Sheikh Farhan. Along with that, there's going to be youth, activities for the youth. Please do attend that. And finally, every Friday night between Maghrib Isha, soon the time is going to change. We've been having basketball for the youth. Please try to join that as well. Jazakumullah khair. We're going to have the Salatul Janazah soon. If we can ask brothers, please come up. Please come forward. Assalamu alaikum. So just to go over the janazah salah real quick, there are 4 extra takbirat.